Happy Tuesday morning, everybody. We are continuing on with our weaving, and this time it's weaving on a substrate. So what I did, Jerry showed a bunch of different substrates. These are really small. I was looking for something to weave on that was small enough to fit on my tag. I could have made that a little bit bigger, but that's okay. But I wanted to have some substance. I enjoy having a little bit bigger of weaving. But she showed some things that you could just gather up around your house to weave on. And I went digging through my husband's junk drawer in his workbench, and I found this. I don't know what it is. Some kind of thick. Might be some kind of rubber ring or gasket or something. It looks like it's about to disintegrate, so I could use it in my art. But it's a little squishy though. I think that would be a little difficult. And then I found an old keychain. That would work really well. That's really nice and sturdy. I found this other kind of washer that I think was supposed to be flexible at one time, but is no longer flexible. You can see it's all kind of bent and gross. And then I found this other more thick and kind of roundy washer. All of these I think would work, but you would have to do it on a very small scale. I couldn't find anything bigger in his toolbox. He says he has bigger washers and things, but that would be an option. I wanted it bigger. So what I did is on the back of like a notebook, there's that thicker cardboard for the back cover of a notebook. I just cut it. This is the middle piece I cut out of here. I cut a circle and I cut a middle circle out like that. And see how thick that is? And it doesn't, it does bend if you try to bend it, but it's not like super floppy either. Not like cardstock. I think I might have maybe put 2 layers, but I've already started. You can see it in there. See, there it is. I took some yarn, wrapped it around with I think it's called a half hitch. It's one of those knots that I learned when I was doing some macrame. But it's basically like a buttonhole stitch if you're doing embroidery, except for you doing it around the substrate. Okay. So, and then I used floss to go back and forth an odd number of times and ended in the middle, just like we did with the other one. And then I did a little bit of weaving with the floss right in the middle to get it started. And I'm starting with this interesting yarn that has these big knobbly bits, so it gets thinner and thicker. Got to be careful not to pull too hard because on these thin bits it will just come apart. So that's where I'm at. I'm just going to go in and out and in and out. And same old, just like we did on the last one. I don't know if I'm going to add any of this silver, this weird silver. I was going to do that, but I'm not sure that I do now. I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to work with this blue. I really like this blue. I am off one somewhere. Over, under. No, that's right. That's right. And I'm just not pulling very tight, because I don't want it to get all out of whack, but it should stay more circular than the last one did, because my substrate is more circular to start with. But I've got these wonderful little knobbly bits on this yarn, which is fun. And then I did again find some more origami paper to put on my tag. I found these wonderful fish. I think that will go really good together. And I might use a little ribbon or cloth that I had left over from that last one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but that's where we're at. Somehow I'm off. Why? Oh, because there's two there. I forget that there's two there. Just to go over under. I've got two of them really close together. Oh, don't pierce my other. Don't pierce my thread. That won't be good. Okay. Now for this one, I went across and over and then across and over, just like we did with the other one. But you could do just around and around, or just, back and forth and back and forth. That would give you two like this, kind of in the same spot, because this is the one that goes toward the middle. This one here also kind of goes toward the middle. It doesn't really matter, as long as you have the right number of bits and bobs, right? The right number of warp threads. I might not have enough of this because I thought I was going to use that silver, and I decided not to use the silver, but maybe I'm going to have to use the silver because I don't have enough of my blue. I'm not feeling the silver though. Silver's a bit chunky. I am going to, that's a dark blue. I'm not sure I want the dark blue. What do I want? What else have I got down here in my basket? I have a little thing that says my key. It says Dawn's key. There's nothing attached to it. Yeah. Do I want to go ahead and do that? Let me see what it looks like if I take it off of its little spool. And just do it singly. Oh yeah, that would be all right. Okay. It comes all from together though. I have to be careful. See how it like unravels? I have to be careful. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a knot right there so it doesn't come undone any further than it already is. That should keep it from fraying further. Maybe. Okay. to tie this to this. Perhaps. That's going to be my connection. And how much of this am I going to need? Just one round? Probably just one round. So let's go about there and cut that off here. Maybe here. Tie this so I remember that that needs to be tied so it doesn't unfray. Okay, and we're just kind of going to go for it. I'm going to just use that as its own thing. It's not going to go in a needle. I'm just going to go around very gently. Go to the back side. I think I'm going to have to tie this so it stops unfraying. This is interesting thread. Itself so it doesn't unfray, something like that. Through just gently. Just gently. Has to go between that one and that one. If I can get that open. Come on. I know you're tight, but you can do it. I know you can. We're manifesting that it works. We know it works, right? We are trusting the process. Trust the process. Don't want it to come all from together. Maybe if I hold that open like that. Okay. And then down there, like that. And then up here like this. Come on. Fruit all. And then up. almost back to the beginning. To go up through here, between those two. Come on. Oh, that's called coming apart. This was a unique bit of yarn to use. I think I can get 2 more pulls out of it before it completely destroys itself. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. And then up here. It's coming from together. And down there. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Probably not. I do remember when I used this, I had kept it on its little, I'd made myself a ball and used the ball to shove between, but I was using it on a much bigger scale. That will work. Okay, going to puff it out a little like that. I'm just going to leave it just like that. I'm going to tie this to this so that it doesn't come from together. But that is all coming apart. And I think what I'll do is I will put a little dab, just use my finger, a little dab of glue. Get your finger in there, Don. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue right there. Can I get to the glue? There we go. Oh! Just a little dab of glue, just like that, to hold all those fibers from coming off and fraying. I got something to wipe my finger on. All right, that will do. It's kind of pretty. I like it. Okay. Now, I want to put it here, but I don't know how I want to adhere it. And I think I want like that piece of that fabric, maybe 2. If I cut it, maybe I can do 2 pieces of that fabric. Yeah. Okay. You know what I think I want? I think I want like that. I think I want that. And I'm going to use, I'm going to just stitch it down, I think. Let me get a thing to hold it. I want one right there. I think I'm going to do that same thing this way. I'm going to do one right there. And I'm going to just put a little stitch. Let me get my needle that pokes. That other needle doesn't poke. This needle can poke. Bit of the floss that I used to use as the warp thread. We'll use that. Okay. Is that where I want it? I think up a little bit. Okay. I think upward a little bit. Like that. Just a small, come on, don't poke me. Just one little stitch to hold it down. Like that. And then one over here. This one's going to go this way. They're going to go differently. That, something like that, and then we're going to hook this to here. Like this. So I'm going to just go up here. Just like so. And then maybe one over here somewhere. You're not going to see it because it's the same color as my threads I used to make the warp. Here. That's good enough. We use that. Tie that off. Knot, cut that, and we're going to put our description for number 12 on the back here. I was going to stick it on there before I started, but then I thought, oh, if I attach it somehow, then I want to cover that up. So we're going to cover up those things. So it's a weaving on a circle substrate. Any round object will work, cover with cloth or yarn, odd number of warp threads, and there's my finished piece. Give you a plain background to look at. I like that. That came out really cool. Maybe I'll turn it that way so you see the whole thing. All right. I am very happy with that result. I think maybe I want to turn that this way though. Okay. All right. You have a great day. I'm just having a whole lot of fun playing with Jerry and all of her goodies that she's coming up with. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever she comes up with for next week. Should be fun. You guys go out and do something nice for someone today. Make the world a better place, one person at a time. I have to go to work in about an hour, so I better go get myself some lunch, and I will see you guys later. Bye.